Benedict Saul. Benni McCarthy is a South African former footballer who was last contracted to Orlando Pirates in South Africa. McCarthy holds the record of international goals for a South African. He is Bafana Bafana's all-time top scorer with 32 goals. Early life. McCarthy was born in Cape Town and grew up in Hanover Park on the Cape Flats, an area notorious for its high unemployment rate and gang violence. He is the son of Dudley and Dora McCarthy and has two brothers and a sister. His older brother is Jerome McCarthy, a former professional footballer who played for Kaizer Chiefs and Manning Rangers among other clubs, while his younger brother Mark played football at Franklin Pierce University in the United States. McCarthy started playing at a local side called Young Pirates, which was managed by his uncles. He then joined the youth structures of a local amateur club called Crusaders. At age 17, he was signed by First Division club Seven Stars. He is managed by Extra Time S.L. Career, Seven Stars and Ajax. Playing for Seven Stars, the 18-year-old McCarthy scored 1 goal in 29 games in the 1995-96 season, followed by another 12 goals in 20 matches, which earned him a transfer to Cape Town Spurs, which 2 years later merged with Seven Stars to form Ajax Amsterdam feeder team Ajax Cape Town. In 1997, after an impressive showing at the African Youth Championship and FIFA World Youth Championship in Malaysia, he joined the Dutch side, where he scored 9 goals and was crowned champion in his first season. After a relatively successful 1998-99 season, he was sold to Spanish side Celta Vigo for a sum reported to be over €6 million. At the time, the most expensive transfer for a South African player. Celta Vigo. Although regarded as one of the best African players at the time, McCarthy never established himself as a regular choice for Celta Vigo's manager, Victor Fernandez. After 2 poor seasons at the Galician club, he was loaned to struggling FC Porto in the 2001-02 season, where he soon rediscovered the form that took him to Europe. At Porto he played under the then newly appointed coach Jose Mourinho for an underperforming team that, since winning the European Cup in 1987, had never been quite good enough to challenge for the top honours in Europe. However, that would soon change. After representing Bafana Bafana in the 2002 African Nations Cup, his national side were knocked out in the quarter-finals. McCarthy returned to Porto, where he became the main force behind the team's recovery. He helped them to 3rd place in the league and automatic qualification for the UEFA Cup by scoring an impressive 12 goals in only 11 matches. But Porto's finances did not allow them to keep the player, despite the desire of both sides to continue. So, in 2002-03, McCarthy returned to Celta Vigo, where he spent a lot of time on the bench as squad player while Porto captured the League Cup in Portugal and the UEFA Cup. When former teammate Elder Postiga was sold to English side Tottenham Hotspur in the 2003-04 season, Porto finally acquired McCarthy for a sum of €7.856 million. Porto. On his return, McCarthy not only found club morale was at its highest for years, but that Porto now had a highly organized team with some of the best Portuguese players. He grabbed the Golden Boot award on the final day with a terrific hat-trick, and was instrumental in Porto's superb run in the 2004 UEFA Champions League, which they won. Notably, he was responsible for scoring 2 goals against Manchester United to defeat them in the second round. When Jose Mourinho left and was replaced by Italian coach Luigi Del Neri, McCarthy considered leaving leaving for the FA Premier League, but the 2 years left in his contract posed a problem. When the Italian coach was fired and replaced by his former Celta coach Fernandes, he tried to pressure Porto to sell him to Everton, who needed a replacement for Wayne Rooney. Porto refused to sell, and despite Fernandes praising McCarthy and describing him as a world-class striker, rumours continued to rage about which Premiership club McCarthy would move to, with West Ham United and Blackburn Rovers being mooted as possible destinations. Blackburn Rovers were in talks with Porto but could not agree a fee. However, he stayed with the club and was rewarded with winning another Portuguese national championship with FC Porto in the 2005-06 season. Blackburn Rovers. On the 25th of July 2006, McCarthy flew out to England to undergo a medical and probable contract signing to join Blackburn Rovers and, 3 days later, signed a 4-year contract with Blackburn Rovers for a £2.5 million fee. After a disappointing performance in the side's 3-0 defeat to Portsmouth, McCarthy found a net on his debut at Ewood Park against Everton on the 23rd of August 2006. McCarthy further endeared himself to Rovers fans, scoring a goal on his European debut for the club in a 2-2 against Salzburg in the UEFA Cup and scoring another in the return leg. He finished second top scorer in the Premier League in 2006-07 with 18 league goals. The following season got off to a bad start for McCarthy when he was stretchered off in the opening day win against Middlesbrough. McCarthy was out of action for a few weeks and found first-team opportunities limited, largely because the form of new striking arrival Roque Santa Cruz. Despite being limited to largely substitute appearances, McCarthy did find the net a total of 11 times in all competitions. In the 2008-09 season, McCarthy appeared to be out of favour with new manager Paul Ince, as the club's strike force was strengthened with the arrivals of Carlos Villanueva and Robbie Fowler to join the already established Roque Santa Cruz, Jason Roberts and Matt Derbyshire. However, he answered these critics by scoring his first goal of the campaign, a 94th-minute equaliser in a Premier League match against Middlesbrough. In all competitions for Blackburn Rovers, McCarthy scored a total of 52 goals in 140 matches. West Ham United. McCarthy completed a move to West Ham United for an undisclosed fee on transfer deadline day, the 1st of February 2010. He signed a 2.5-year contract that was due to run until the summer of 2012. He made his Premier League debut for West Ham United against Burnley at Turf Moor in a 2-1 defeat on the 6th of February 2010, where he sustained an injury that would keep him out for 6 weeks. In February 2011, having played just 326 minutes of football, making only 3 starts and failing to score any goals for West Ham, McCarthy was left out of West Ham's 25-man squad for the rest of the 2010-11 season. He was also offered a £1 million payoff in return for tearing up his contract. In April 2011, McCarthy left West Ham by mutual agreement, with a £1.5 million payoff, after agreeing to terminate his contract with West Ham. He made only 2 Premier League starts and 14 appearances in all competitions, scoring no goals. Orlando Pirates. After leaving West Ham United, McCarthy trained with Ajax Cape Town during the ABSA Premier League off-season. On the 2nd of August, Orlando Pirates confirmed the signing of McCarthy on a 2-year deal ending his 14-year spell in European football. On signing, McCarthy said, "I'm thrilled and delighted and hope I can show my appreciation by coming in and playing good football and hope to score as many goals as possible, to put the team where they belong." McCarthy began the season by scoring on debut and vowed to score more goals. McCarthy scored 2 goals in the final half-hour to help the Pirates defeat the Golden Arrows 4-2 on the 19th of May 2012 to retain the Premier League title. McCarthy finished his successful season with 10 league goals, earning the campaign as the 4th leading goal scorer in the Premiership, helping the club secure the 2nd successive treble, having already won a league championship with Ajax Amsterdam in the Netherlands as well as AFC Porto in Portugal, both in Europe. McCarthy would make football history by winning the league championship with Orlando Pirates in South Africa. This meant that McCarthy is the first South African footballer who has won 3 league titles with 3 different football teams on 2 different continents. McCarthy, who is affectionately known as Big Brother by the Orlando Pirates faithful, was handed a red card for dissent in the Mountain 8 second leg semi-final played on Saturday the 25th of August 2012, after he charged Franklin Kale after a reckless challenge on Dane Clayt. This incident led to protesting fans whom, in the view, Kale was equally guilty in the incident and should have also been shown the red. McCarthy announced his retirement from professional football on the 6th of June 2013, aged 35. Whitehill Welfare. On the 13th of July 2014, McCarthy made a guest appearance for Scottish Lowland League club Whitehill Welfare FC in a pre-season friendly match versus a Hamilton Academical.He, scoring in the 14th minute and providing an assist for Whitehill Welfare player Kerr Dodds to score in the 20th minute. McCarthy has a connection with the club through one of the Whitehill players, John Hall. International career. McCarthy made his full international debut in a friendly against the Netherlands on the 4th of June 1997, along with veteran Egyptian striker Hassam Hassan. McCarthy was the joint top scorer in the 1998 African Cup of Nations in Burkina Faso with 7 goals, including 4 in 13 minutes against Namibia. In addition, he was named player of the tournament. The 1998 FIFA World Cup in France was the first time South Africa's national football team had reached the later stages of the competition, and McCarthy was one of the key players. After a 3-0 defeat against future world champions France, South Africa played the second game against Denmark. Trailing since the 13th minute, McCarthy tied the game at 1-1 in the 52nd minute and giving South Africa a chance for qualification. However, the third game also ended a draw, which left the South Africans in 3rd place and eliminated from the competition. The Korea Japan World Cup saw history repeating for the South Africans, after a 2-2 draw against Paraguay and a 1-0 victory over the Slovenians. McCarthy's 30th minute equalizer in the last game against Spain was just not enough. South Africa eventually lost 3-2 and finished with another 3rd place in the group stage. There was often conflict over McCarthy's lack of participation in national team matches, and he actually retired from international games after the 2002 World Cup. However, he returned to the national team in 2004 and now holds the record of international goals for a South African. McCarthy's strike in the second half of a 3-0 win against Paraguay in a 2008 friendly eclipsed the previous record of 29 goals held by Sean Bartlett. Prior to the 2010 FIFA World Cup, McCarthy announced his support for the Gun-Free World Cup campaign being run by International Action Network on small arms. He said, This World Cup will be the biggest in football history, and the fact that it is taking place in South Africa is a chance for us to show the world everything that is good about our country. It's great the guns will be banned from stadiums. It's going to be a fantastic party, and guns have no place in that. After struggling with his fitness and facing criticism at home for being overweight, McCarthy was omitted from the final South African 23-man squad for the 2010 World Cup, which was announced on the 1st of June 2010. Club career statistics. International goals honors. Club Ajax Eredivisie KNVB Cup 1997-98, 1998-99. Celta Vigo UEFA Intertoto Cup 2000. Porto Portuguese Liga, Portuguese Cup, Portuguese Super Cup, UEFA Champions League, Intercontinental Cup 2004. Orlando Pirates Premier Soccer League, Telkom Knockout, Carling Black Label Cup 2012. Individual SJPF Player of the Month, January 2004, May 2004, October 2004. Portuguese Silver Ball, 2003-04. Personal life. In 2004, McCarthy married Maria Santos from Spain. They have 3 daughters, Mina, Mar and Allegra. In 2007, they separated. In May 2014, McCarthy married Scottish model Stacey Munro. Together, they have 1 daughter, Lima Rose. In popular culture, in 1998, McCarthy collaborated with South African Kwaito music group TKZEE in Shibabo. The song, released in the run-up to the 1998 FIFA World Cup in France, samples greatly on The Final Countdown by Europe and features McCarthy rapping part of the lyrics. He also appears in the football-themed music video for the song. Sales of the single topped the 100,000 mark in just over a month in South Africa, making Shibabo the fastest and biggest-selling CD single by TKZEE or other South African recording artists. The song was also a hit in other African music charts. The song enjoyed a comeback in a re-release in 2010-2011. Discography. Singles 1998, Shibabo by TKZEE featuring Benni McCarthy.